everyone, I hope you're doing well today. We're going to look at this Pluto retrograde in Aquarius that's happening on May 4th, 2025 at 3 degrees and 49 minutes. It will happen at 11:28 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, it will go direct on October 13th, 2025 at 1 degrees and 22 minutes at 10:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the theme of Pluto in Aquarius is I embrace my unique perspective and use it to contribute to meaningful changes in my life and society. So originality and a strong desire for personal freedom is also the flavor of this transit. There will be an urge to assert control over your life that has been fueled by the life experiences that you have encountered thus far. You have now come to the awareness that not all is fair in society and in your life. This will fuel a passion for change that is taking place on an individual level. You will be psychologically exploring yourself for this growth. I want to look at some aspects that are happening. So Pluto retrograde in Aquarius is how can I change so that my surroundings can change? Venus will be activated and will sextile Pluto retrograde, and this will give motivation to transform, to balance relationships and money. Mars in Leo opposing Pluto retrograde will have you questioning your strengths for this transformation, and are you ready for those that are in your life to see it? It will make you aware that the situation needs to change. Jupiter in Gemini will sesquadrate Pluto retrograde, and you will be asking yourself, how do my beliefs need to change? Jupiter is ruled by, it rules Sagittarius, so it has that Sagittarius flavor. You may also feel like you want to get away from the situation or escape from the situation because Jupiter is in Gemini, and it will be working on a mindset level, okay? You will also ask, how are your beliefs blocking your progress? Saturn in Pisces will sextile Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Questions for that are, what have I learned thus far through my human experiences that have influenced your perspective, and how can I structure this into my transformation? Neptune in Aries will sextile Pluto retrograde, and your truths of what fears that you have that are actually your blocks will be shown to you. So I'm going to go over all the signs. Please watch your sun, moon, and rising sign for a full picture of what's happening in your world. I also want to go over maybe a little goal setting that you can write down. If you have a piece of paper near you, I'm going to go over this activity so that you can get a better picture of what goals you want or desires you want, including what blockages are keeping you from it. Okay, so I want you to get a piece of paper, make 3 columns. All right. So if you're not sure what exactly you desire or what you want out of life, I want you to write down where you are in your life in the first column. The second column, I want you to write down where you want to be. In the third column, I want you to write down what block is keeping you from being there. That way you can have a map, a trajectory of where you want to go and how to do it. You can also, instead of writing those down, if you don't know what desire or goal that you have, you can write down what you don't want in your life in the first column, right? And in the second column, write the opposite, and that will give you more of an outlook of what you actually want in your life. And in the third, it would be how to change it, what needs to be changed. Okay, so again, I'm going to go through all the signs. Please watch your sun, moon, and rising sign. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment, let me know how this is working out in your world, and I'll see you soon. Hi Aquarius, I hope you're doing well today. We're going to take a look at this Pluto retrograde that's happening within your world. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. All right, so we have Pluto retrograde in your first house. The first house deals with your image, your looks, your physical body, your identity, the way that other people see you, your physical appearance, your self-leadership, your self-governing, the way that you lead yourself throughout the world, okay? In Aquarius, Aquarius is dealing with the masses, is dealing with groups, clubs, and affiliations. It's also dealing with your hopes, dreams, and wishes. It's also dealing with friendships of long distance, older siblings, socializing, and technology, the community that you're in, and the community that you want to be in. Now, with Pluto retrograde is working on you internally, of course, a transformation, a rebirth, a death of sorts of your identity. This could be a change of identity of some way, somehow, like you get married or you get an upgrade within your workspace. This could be that you're going viral on the internet or within clubs, groups, and affiliations. Or this could also be that transformation that's happening of you wanting to be seen. This could be an indication of you finding information in regards to who you want to be. Like you find a mentor to where it shows you how to lead yourself, how to govern yourself, like stoicism, right? Stoicism or some type of other way of being so that you can present yourself out into the world in a different manner. Your identity, who you used to be, is going to change some way, somehow, and it could be because of the environment that you're in, right? It could be a situation of a loss of a job, a loss of a person, or this just could be a situation of a glow up of some sort. Like I said, you getting married or extending up within the work ladder, right? But we're going to look at more of what's going on here with the transits that are happening. We have Venus that will sextile this Pluto retrograde in Aries. And remember that Aries deals with your identity. It deals with the way that you lead yourself in your physical body, okay? Now, there could be situations of you figuring out how to stop overthinking, stop overanalyzing to yourself about situations. Therefore, people are going to see you differently. You could have learned this over some type of internet structure, group, club, or affiliation or the community, whatever community that you're associated with, or the community that you want to be in, right? This could be a situation of maybe there's some type of over-analytical thinking that's happening with you that is affecting your body, your physical body. And you're learning how to contain it. You're learning how to have a death and rebirth when it comes to a health situation, when it comes to a situation of anger. Maybe there is, because Aries deals with confidence, it's ruled by Mars, it could be anger, right? And there could be a lot of anger that's situated within you from childhood, because Aries is the first house. Therefore, the first house is the first in astrology whenever you were born, right? So it's dealing with some type of childhood situation of anger. This could also be a literal Aries that communicates to you in regards to your identity changing. That could be it. Aries could also be represented by the warrior. So this could look like you entering into a military group, or you're thinking about entering into a military group, or there's something within that military group that is changing you. Okay, that could be something. I do want to discuss the third house. Excuse me, so you know exactly what I'm talking about here. The third house deals with communication. It deals with the environment that you grew up in. It's your aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors. Vehicles. Also, I think I said siblings. I'm going to put siblings out there. Ideas, documents, short distance travel, moving or movement, media and writing, your mindset, small education, skills and learning abilities. And Venus represents money, harmony. Venus represents balance. She brings in balance of a situation, harmony of a situation, whichever way it has to go, right? Situations can be a bittersweet incidents to where you figure out how to love yourself or how to bring in that balance, even though it may not feel like the greatest thing, but it's good for you, right? It's something that you need. So Venus being activated could also make you want to move in some way, shape, or form. It could be a literal Aries that is moving, that could be moving beside you, or has an effect on your identity, right? Or the way that other people see you because of what they're doing, okay? That could be something that's happening, whether that they're connected to you as a relative. It doesn't have to be those people that's in that house. It could just be them representing Aries, right? And therefore they're taking a leap and moving, or they're being on media, or they're communicating to you in regards to what's needed, what's going on. Aries is very confident. So like I said, this could be stoicism that you figure out how to incorporate within your emotional body so that you therefore are seen in a different light. Okay. This could be also, I want to put this out there with money, that you're getting communication in regards to money, and it deals with some type of hope, dream, wish, or goal that you had, and it comes to fruition, right? Or it could be situations of, because Gemini deals with a lot of learning and skills and abilities, okay, and ambidextrous. And it could be that you're learning a new skill or figuring out how to bring upon those hopes, dreams, wishes, and goals into your world. So therefore your identity changes. But Venus is coming in, helping you with this enlightenment helping you bring in that balance and harmony so that you can also not only learn that intelligence that's needed, but incorporate that within your world with balance and harmony and money. Okay, so it's like a extra lucky situation there. Okay, all right. I do want to talk about Mars, because Mars is the ruler of Aries, and also Mars is opposing Pluto during this beginning transit of Pluto going retrograde and Leo. And there could be a push and pull here, so let's check that out. So Leo is in your 7th of relating to other people, of relationships, contracts and affiliations that you have. This is also collaborations with more than one person, right? This is lease agreements. This is also therapists, clients, your one-on-one relationships, your love relationships, whether that is a friendship or a significant other, a partner, or a spouse, okay? In Leo, Leo represents love. Leo represents fun, joy, hope, and optimism. Leo represents children. Leo represents your creative endeavors and your creativity, and also it can be some type of hobby that you had or have at this time. Leo's very fun, by the way. But also, I do want to say that Leo does have other sides to it, like gambling, right? And it has winnings of competition, which is also like gambling, right? And Leo can represent infidelity, but on the other octave of it, it can represent romance. Just like the 8th house can represent soulmates, and then on the other side of it can represent divorce, right? So anyways, but there's always two sides to every house, okay, and every sign. So Leo being activated here with Mars, there's a push and pull of whether or not you should go forward with a relationship, whether or not you should open up in a relationship. That could be something to where maybe you're in a relationship to where you don't necessarily express yourself as much as you should. Okay? And there's a push and pull there with expression. And when you're pushed down from expressing yourself, you turn that into a type of resentment, right? And there could be a rebirth concerning you coming out of your shell and understanding that the other person, if you're in a relationship with another person, that they accept you for who you are. They did when you met, right? And that's probably why you're in a relationship with them. So therefore, you have to get back to the person that you were before. Does that make any sense? This could also be that situation of whether or not you want to cut a relationship. Mars can be cutting. And it is due to you not being able to express yourself the way that you want, or your happiness. Okay, this could also go the other way around, of Mars being the motivator and trying to point you in the right direction of marriage. All right, that Leo is love, and you're being asked to open up and communicate that vulnerability. You're being asked to open up and communicate that love for another. And it could be that you yourself are going to ask this person, or they're going to ask you. Either way, communication is the key here. And also love and vulnerability. Being sure with all of these activations from Mars and Venus that you are feeling the love, balance, and harmony. Okay? So with this Pluto retrograde, you may have wounds revolving around getting married, and it could be brought up. into your mindset. And you're like, I never thought I'd get married again. Or this could be that I never thought that marriage was on the table. Okay. Leo can also represent dating. I forgot to say that, but it's love and romance and things of that nature, but it also represents dating. So whoever you're dating, it could be those feelings that are coming up to where you're like, I think I might just get married, right? It could be situations of a child coming into the world, or children have an impact on that decision that you're trying to make. It's a push and pull when it comes to an opposition. It's opposing each other as a challenge for a reason, so that you understand that you have free will, that you understand that you can create your own balance and harmony within the situation, that you have to make a decision, okay? And the decision relies on that love situation, that connection with another. If this has nothing to do with love, it could be a business negotiation. It could be a business affiliation with your hobbies, skills, talents, creative endeavors, okay? And this could be, how do I put it on the internet? Or there's some type of offer, because there's communication involved with Venus. There's some type of offer of collaborating with another, some type of contract that's affiliated with that. This could also deal with homes. And I only say that because the community is activated with Aquarius. And there's a push-pull on, where can I live with my partner, okay? And the partner actually could have more of an impact in the situation of wanting to move or doing something, in the hints of movement, right? In the hints of moving. I do want to look at Jupiter. There's a belief system that's happening with this Pluto retrograde. And Jupiter was sesquadrant Pluto retrograde in Gemini. And Gemini is the definition of the third house, and it's in Leo. So we're dealing with love, communication. We're also dealing with some type of mindset affiliation, maybe vehicles, gadgets, phones, things that are necessary in regards to you doing business. That could be something, because it doesn't necessarily have to deal with love. It could be your capability of doing business, okay? Your advertising, your talents, what you can bring to the table, being communicated back and forth. And maybe there's some delegation that needs to happen in regards to what you're capable of doing, right? You may not have all the gadgets or upgraded whatever to get business done, and therefore it's being communicated, all right? But Jupiter is coming in with that belief system to help expand that, to help you understand that belief of you are capable of doing the things that need to be done. This could also be a situation of you wanting to put yourself out there. And there's a push and pull revolving around whether or not you want to be seen. You want to speak a certain way, or need more skills and learning abilities upon speaking, or seem more loving toward an audience of sorts, okay? I do want to put that out there too, because we're dealing with the masses with Aquarius, and we're dealing with advertising, communication, ideas, and documents with Gemini. All right, so, and those partners and affiliations with Mars, okay? So this could be a situation of, maybe you get rid of someone that was doing the little things for you and you're having to figure out how to do it yourself, there's some woundedness around there because Pluto represents some type of wound that needs to be healed, revolving around Aquarius themes, right? And this could be that rebirth of you figuring out how to delegate or how to do it yourself, but in a way of loving it, in a way of enjoying it again, rather than that factual situation. Because you can be very factual, Aquarius, when it comes to the things that you enjoy. The 5th house with Gemini in it, Gemini is the facts. Gemini is all the little pieces put together. And it could be overwhelming, overanalyzing, because it's your mindset too. It's dealing with who you are. So whatever you do and enjoy and love and who you love is who you are, right? That's the way that Gemini works. But if it's not dealing with business, it could be dealing with some type of love situation to where there's communication revolving around a change of upgrade of that love situation. Okay? And that changes your identity, could change where you're living. It could also be that if you are already in a love situation, that you are pushing forward to upgrade yourself with love and how to love and how to enjoy that love situation. Okay? Because Gemini is dealing with your mindset and communication. It also has media on it. So it could be situations of you figuring out on media, maybe asking Reddit, maybe asking Google, whatever, what have you, of how to fix a situation within your marriage or fix a situation within your relationship with another. Could be a friendship. This could also be a friend that's wanting to partner with you within business. That could be something, okay? Or you're deciding to work with your partner, okay? With belief systems activated, Jupiter is expanding that believing in love, understanding that is possible, understanding that love does exist in this polarity world, okay? That you're capable of enjoying life no matter the situation. Your examples of love could be aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors and siblings, okay? And your belief system is wrapped around that, because those were examples for you, okay? But in reality, everyone loves differently. In reality, it's mainly keeping peace, joy, and harmony within a relationship rather than what it's supposed to look like on media, or rather than what it's supposed to look like in the movies or on film, right? Or on pictures. Because what I see within the media is that everyone is lying about their relationship. Okay? Really. I mean, I see pictures of everyone happy and enjoying each other and family is together, or they're posting things of, happy birthday to their mom or happy birthday to their dad, and their dad is still living, but they have nothing to do with them. You know what I mean? So you have to make up your own love situation and not use other people as an example. If you do need help with vulnerability and love and understanding how to love without conditions, I do suggest that you listen to Abraham Hicks. You can just type in how to love unloving people, or how to love unconditionally, or how to love toxic people. Okay. And Abraham Hicks at the end, right? If you need a modality of some sort, because you are an air sign, I do suggest that you use frequencies. And one of the frequencies that are coming to mind is the 528 hertz frequency. Working with crystals with those frequencies, expand those frequencies. So I use rose quartz, pink kunzite can help, and tourmaline or pink tourmaline, or watermelon tourmaline, either one of those. But those can help you with any type of vulnerability, any type of unconditional love. All in all, when it comes to love, it does seem to get into your head because the 5th house is activated, okay? And when the 5th house is activated, this is you enjoying love. This is you being represented by love because it's in your mind. Gemini is your mindset. Gemini is communication to other people. You want joy, love, hope, and optimism within your world, no matter what, on all aspects of it, because Gemini can be that ambidextrous and juggling, right? And you could be trying to choose between two people during this time. That is a possibility. But at the same time, when you're in love, you love like it is part of you, like it's your other half, like it's your other half of brain. And you expect the other person to return that to you. And a lot of times Aquariuses, they get into relationships to where they're ignored, or to where they are told what to do or how to do. And Aquariuses don't like that because they already know how to love and they already know how to do. Does that make any sense? Your identity is in the 3rd house, and the 3rd, or Gemini, is represented in the 5th of your love situation. So you already know how to do things. You already have that skill and ability, but we're always growing to understand another human within their aspect of love. So it could help you to communicate on love language, right? Love language is a real thing. Right. So it could help you to communicate with love language, or find out what their 5th house is in, because you enjoy communication with your lover. You enjoy short distance travel, local travel with your lover, maybe even shopping with your lover, okay? You enjoy that vulnerability being communicated back and forth, conversations back and forth, right? It doesn't necessarily deal with the philosophy. Like, you don't want to talk about the emerald tablets with your lover. You want to talk about, the things that are happening and going on within your life. You know what I mean? So there could be forgiveness that has to happen within this situation. And I say this because we have Saturn in Pisces right now. And Saturn in Pisces will also sextile. I need to use another pen here. Will sextile this Pluto retrograde. And that's dealing with your self-worth. Okay? And there could have been some hits that came from someone that you loved that dealt with your self-worth. Maybe they ego blasted you, or they could had pushed you down in some way, shape, or form. And Pisces was asking you to forgive. With Saturn here, Saturn is close to being at the 29th degree, and it could be that time to where you decide to forgive, or it could create some type of crisis in regards to the love situation, maybe an argument that you guys communicate with an anger, and you have to forgive them for what they're doing, right? Pisces is forgive and surrender. Is unconditional love, loving someone without conditions. It is an interesting aspect of unconditional love when it comes to relationships, marriages, and any type of friendship, that you have to let the other person be. And if you feel like you're not being the person that you need to be, or they're not giving you the room to express yourself in the way that you want to be expressed, that's when arguments come up. And the same with the other person, if they feel that way. It's called a power struggle, right? Arguments come up because the ego is trying to be free. But it's more or less of, you have to see within a bigger picture of the situation, of how it's being played out, rather than seeing it, last week or seeing it 2 weeks ago. You have to see that they loved you through a lot of shit, right? You have to see that you also loved them through a lot of crap too. So it's vulnerability that has to happen. It's letting go of the ego, letting go of, a lot of people are like, well, it's not good to not be selfish in certain situations. I do agree. But it's also good to yield in certain situations if you want to keep a relationship and keep the balance and harmony. Because if you don't want to work with another person and have them reflect back to you of yourself and how you're reacting, then don't be in a relationship at all, right? Just deal with yourself, because you have to give yourself love first before you love another. And that means forgiving yourself for situations. That means understanding that you were human at the time, or young, right? We're all young and human, and we do stupid stuff. You have to see things in a different perspective. And Jupiter is trying to work that with you in love. And it's also trying to show you how to have fun again and how to enjoy life again. And this could be Pisces coming out of, we're going to bless you with something, right? With money, with some type of boost of ego, self-worth, okay? We're going to boost you a little bit. And it's going to be a divine situation. Okay, it's going to feel like the divine stepped in and said, here, have a little bit of money because you've been struggling, and I'm going to bless you and your partner with whatever. Or I'm going to bless you with a partnership. Or I'm going to bless you with something to do that makes you happy again. And it could feel like a divine intervention. When Saturn is in Pisces, Saturn is trying to show you the authority of forgiving. The authority of being the person that can be the bigger person, right? When it comes to your self-worth, okay? So keep that in mind, that this could be happening. That there could be also a boost that comes out of it with confidence. And it could come out of authority figures, a boss, a father. It could come out of people that you looked up to, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be your father. It could be the partner's father, like an in-law, right? Or it could be a friend's father that helps you in a situation, because you have that relationship access activated during this time. And there it's pushing you forward with whatever hope, dream, or goal that you have, or is giving you ideas upon how to change situations, not necessarily just in love, but also business. Okay? All right, so we're going to take a look at Neptune, because Neptune deals with the divine. Neptune is also illusion and disillusion, and it could bring upon some type of spiritual awakening to you, because it's in Aries. And in the 3rd house. So there could be some type of spiritual awakening that happens by using modalities of frequency, by using, to heal something within that love situation, or by using another person, aunt, uncle, cousin, relative, niece, nephew, or neighbor, or sibling, right? The divine could step in and show you that they have your back, that God, source, universe has your back, no matter what situation that you're going through. Okay, there could be, also, I have a video of Neptune. If you want to look at that, it's in my playlist, okay, with Neptune entering Aries. But it will sextile this Pluto retrograde. And to me, that's giving you some type of truth that comes out of communication, some truth that comes out of facts that you learn, some truth that comes out of a document or idea, right? And it feels like it's a divinely guided situation for you, all right? So you'll figure it out of how your identity is changing, or that you can lead yourself in a different direction or in a different way, and other people will see you in a different way because of that, okay? But there will be some type of phoenix rising from the ashes from the way that you are now. You are going to completely change, and it's for the better, okay? This is one step of Pluto being retrograde, right? It's going to happen now until October, okay? So keep that in mind, that throughout October, this could go back and forth, or you could figure it out, change it, and more things come along with other situations of business and love, right? It depends on how you decide to alchemize the energies. But it's good to learn Saturn's lesson of having authority within forgiveness and unconditional love, and understanding your self-worth and confidence, and understanding what you value within your life, which what it looks like to me is your relationships or your business associations. If you learn that now, you can activate that alchemizing energy of pushing forward to the next situation rather than staying stuck on a situation. But it depends on how fast you want to get there, okay? And it depends on your faith within yourself, because remember that Jupiter being activated in Gemini is dealing with the inside of you, is dealing with your mindset. And you have to be vulnerable enough to yourself and to another to figure out, hey, I want you in my life no matter what, because Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, looking at the bigger picture. I want you in my life no matter what. So this is what I'm going to do, okay? And then you set that goal for yourself, right? All right, Aquarius, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.